I rewatched The Truman Show recently and I couldn't sleep after. Not because it's a horror film or because anything dramatic happens, but because somewhere in the middle of watching it, I stopped seeing Truman's life as fiction and started seeing it as something else. And that's what I want to talk about today. The first time I watched The Truman Show, I was still discovering Hollywood, still figuring out what good cinema even meant. And honestly, the first watch didn't trick me. It surprised me. The ending raised questions I didn't know how to answer. But I moved on. The way you move on from most things when you're young, quickly and without looking back. But something about this film stayed at the edge of my mind. The kind of thing you don't think about consciously. But it's always there, quietly waiting. And then I rewatched it. And then I rewatched it again. And every single time, it gets harder to watch. Not easier, harder. Here's what the film is actually about. And I don't mean the plot. It's about a man who is living a life that was designed for him, without his knowledge, without his consent. Every relationship, every memory, every morning, written by someone else, performed by people who were paid to be in his life. And the terrifying part is that Truman was happy. For most of his life, he had no idea. He laughed, he loved, he made plans. He lived fully inside a lie so complete that it looked exactly like the truth. That's not a science fiction premise. That's a question. What if you're doing the same thing? I've had periods in my life where I genuinely questioned everything. Not in a philosophical, late night conversation kind of way. I mean, the kind of questioning that comes from hitting the ground and finding nothing underneath. Debt, heartbreak, no job, empty pockets, trying everything, changing everything, and watching the result stay exactly the same zero. When you live through it, and some of you watching right now might be living through something like it, you stop trusting the stories you have been told. The story that says, work hard enough and everything will change. Be genuine enough and people will stay. Keep going and eventually it will make sense. But when none of that holds, you start to feel what Truman feels. When he realizes that maybe the life you have been living wasn't really yours to begin with. That maybe you have been playing a part, following a script, performing a version of yourself for an audience that was never really watching. That scene where Truman finally understands it doesn't feel like a cinema to me anymore. It feels like a memory. What makes this film more terrifying every time isn't just Truman's story. It's how well it describes the world we are actually living in now. In 1998, it was just a thought experiment. In 2026, it's a Tuesday. Think about what we do every day. We wake up, and the first thing we reach for isn't the person next to us, it's the screen. We share moments not to remember them, but to be seen having them. We measure the value of our experiences by how many people validated them online. And I'm not talking about other people here, I'm talking about myself. I make videos. I spend weeks writing, filming, editing. And when a video gets 10 views after all of that, I feel it. That quiet collapse, that voice that says, maybe none of this is real. Maybe you're performing for an empty room. I know what that feels like, and I think a lot of you do too. We have become Truman of our own lives, except we build the studios ourselves, and we can't even blame Christoph. The most uncomfortable truth this film sits with isn't that Truman was controlled. It's that the audience watched. Millions of people tuned in every day. They laughed at his pain, they cried at his joy, they cared about him, but only as entertainment. And here's where it stops being about Truman entirely. Because the film came out in 1998 and it somehow already understood that we would one day volunteer for this, that we would hand over our privacy, our attention, our emotional lives to platforms that profit from our loneliness. We know this. We know something is controlling the field. We know the algorithm decides what we feel today. We know we are being watched, tracked, measured, and we open the app anyway. That's not weakness. That's something the film understood before we did. The trap isn't the dome. The trap is that one dome is comfortable. But here's the thing about the Truman Show that I think gets overlooked. It ends with a dome. Not an explosion, not a revolution, just a man standing at the edge of everything he's ever known, choosing to walk through anyway. And that moment, every single time, gives me something. because I have stood at the versions of that door. After the death, after the heartbreak, after the period where nothing worked, and I genuinely didn't know what I was doing any of this for. And the choice to walk through that door when you don't even know what's on the other side, that's not a small thing. That's everything. The film terrifies me because it's honest about how trapped we can become without ever realizing it. But it redeems itself and us by insisting that the door does exist. That awareness, no matter how long it comes, is still kind of a freedom. So, yeah, every time I rewatch The Truman Show, it gets a little terrifying and somehow a little more necessary. And if you have felt any of what I have talked about today, that quiet feeling of living someone else's script, I would genuinely love to know in the comments. Not just what you thought of the film, but whether any of it felt real to you. And remember, it's not just about how terrifying the film is, it's about how much of it is already true. Until next time, stay happy and curious.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.